Sup fuckers, world's okayest trader. February 29th. And yeah, not to spoil it, but I took a very bad trade. Like, I don't know, my brain short circuited. It ignored everything. Yeah. But we'll get into it. Overnight, a little move down, range. We had this news spike up, and then sort of spike and channel, and then just a continuation of this channel as a spike. There's the new high, first entry, new high, first entry, second entry long. So I wasn't really paying attention. I kind of turned my head, but this uptrend is holding, this spike is holding. A little space here, a little space there, midline's acting. That second entry long followed by a higher low. Like, these are setups that, should go. I think if you entered the higher low, yeah, you're going to only get 4 ticks, but you're expecting this to still come up a little higher. So if you entered this one tick down in reverse, so you're still thinking it's going to go long. But I was talking to someone earlier today, and they took this. Now their target was much higher. They were targeting the top of this, but we didn't have this range at that point. But yeah, they got stopped out because they let their target run a little bit for. But if you're just going for like a max scalp from Pat's price section trading system.com, go get his manual. But yeah, if you're doing a Mac trade, then you could have squeaked that one out. And then we just went sideways in this really tight range. I'm not taking anything, sure, you could buy some of these breakouts, but I'm not going to risk that. Finally does something. We push down. So I was arguing in my head over whether this was a break in new extreme on this channel, right? Was it tight there, so we have the break in the new extreme, or was it just sort of a V-shaped recovery, just not happening? But you put in on the low, first entry, second entry. I skipped this because either this channel or this channel was working up. Yes, the EMA was holding, but it just didn't feel right. And honestly, this right here is exactly why I didn't take a short trade, and I'll show you that earlier. So we'll come back to that. Then we enter this range. There would have been, so this is a strong push through the EMA. Maybe you could have done a more aggressive short here, right? This, one leg, probably another measured leg down. Didn't get it. Strong push down, reverse. This would have been a good triple test. 1, 2, 3 long. I completely missed this. I was just not paying attention. Should have been. That would have been a good trade. And then immediately you've got your push up. Now I would have preferred to have this tick up and then fail as like a failed breakout, kind of what this did just over here. But it was a small enough risk. When this triggered, it sort of hovered around here, so I got my limit quite deep. So I think my risk was 3 ticks. So I think I felt okay with that risk, and then it went. And then when it pushed down and sort of hovered, it generated this lower high. So even if you missed this one and didn't want to be as aggressive, this would have been a good spot to either add on or short. And I was targeting the bottom of the range. And it did go off, eventually got to the overnight open. And this is where my brain short-circuited. Literally, look at this move. Over here, straight down. We have the break. We're kind of looking, maybe this needs a new short. It didn't, because we were in a short-term uptrend and that needs to resolve. Well, what is this? This is an overshoot. So we're automatically in an overshoot. We're going to expect something out the other side of the channel. So it's not even outside the channel at this point. It hasn't even generated the break. Right? And okay, so I guess technically it generated the break, but like, come on. Like, what was I even thinking? Like, just no. Just no. And if you look at this, like, yes, it was a second entry short. Yes, it was holding the EMA. It was off a range low, which is possibly this, because the overnight open, it kind of acted as resistance over here. Right? Like, you know, there's also the news breakout area, right? Because here is the news in the 830, right? It was hovering around this range. It broke out. So it tested that. So maybe it was done. I don't know. Yeah. So there was a short-term uptrend. It was off the lows, possible overshoot. It didn't have the break. Looking to go long. Hell, there's even a measured move down from way up here. So this thing, like, that's 2 legs down. Like, what are we, like, really? Like, what in the actual mother-loving fuck was I thinking? So, anyway, I think I've harped enough on that one. So, maybe once more. Like, how I didn't take this and that I chose to take this when it was all, like, and that was even bouncing off the middle of the range. Like, what in the... Yeah. Okay. Anyway, enough. What the fuck? So then it goes up. We have a break. We're expecting a new high, but it just kind of is choppy. This second entry long is right into the resistance of that top. Yeah, you may have gotten a scalp, but I was definitely like not taking that when I just had that. So this trade here was affecting me mentally because it was just dumb. And then I'm like, oh, I'm not taking it into there. But however, when this broke up, created a new low, it did push down. Now it is a bullish bar, but it's closing in the bottom half or third. So I put my entry in, and yeah, I had room enough to get at least a 6-ish tick scalp there. So I thought that was an aggressive trade, but worth the risk of that bar. And that was a win, so that was good. And then because of that happening in this lower high, that was a good place to add on to and take that to the bottom of the range. And that was sort of the last trade I took today. I had to be out of the office. I had to do day job stuff. But we have this channel working up. And, you know, it's okay. There's some space here and here and here. The midline's holding. We get a break and a new high. Like, I don't love that channel, but we can't not say it's going up, and it's probably the best fit, because even any of these, like, there's a break in new extreme and it goes sideways and then goes up. So the EMA is holding. So you widen the channel, make it go up, maybe even that. But either way, we're expecting some form of break and retest of the highs. So we get that first push down, solid push down below the EMA, big push back up, well, relatively big push back up. EMA rejects. So new low, first entry, second entry. I wasn't quite paying attention. Oh, no, I wasn't. I was out of the office by that point. Yeah, I hadn't come back, but that would have been a good entry to take. Again, it's at least getting it to get you a scalp. I didn't expect it to come to the bottom and down here because there's really nothing down there. Maybe the midline of... Yeah, no, I don't see anything. There's probably something there, but it's not. And then that's almost two measured legs down to the reversal. So, yeah. And then this little channel working up. You know, you could have taken a failed second entry short here. So new low, first entry pushes through the EMA. There's the second entry, and then the failure triggers, and it just sort of goes up to there at the end of the day. But it was slow moving. It wasn't great. Middle of the range. If this bar had a closed bullish, I would have considered it a lot harder, but it just sort of closed in the middle. Well, it is a bull bar, but if I had finished near the top versus in the middle, like, there was some indecision going down there. So I passed, but overall, not a terrible day. I would have been way better off if I hadn't have taken that. Like that, again, I was distracted. I wasn't paying attention. I was flipping around charts, and I probably actually shouldn't have traded beyond that. My head was in the game. But I think what was good was that I recognized that that was wrong, reset myself, didn't rush into a trade. This I could have easily have taken thinking it was going to get the new high, would have been super aggressive when this one was the better option. And even the lower high would have been a better option than that one. But this was not a good trade. This was a aggressive, and this was the safer one. But it is what it is. So 2-1 on the ES. We'll call the mental definitely, 2-1 as well. Maybe even 1-2. Like, that was just such a bad error. I kind of want to put like a little asterisk on that to say how bad it was. And then I did take another couple of trades in oil. This was more discretionary based trading. There wasn't really rules around this. I was just sort of watching these 2 legs down, sort of consolidated here. When this pushed down and rejected, that was just an assumption that we were going back up. I was willing to take that bet. And then we got that up there. And then once this reversed, I was going short at this level, but I didn't want to risk that 25 tick bar for the entries. So I just waited for it to push down a little bit. Once we got this indecision, I figured it was going to break through this level and at least test VWAP. So yeah, 2-0 on oil, but I'm not really tracking that because my main strategy is the ES. And I think this is part of the reason why I was distracted, because I was looking over here too. So, but anyway, ES 2-1, mentally 2-1. I think it was a good day overall. And yeah, world's okayest trader is out for today.